And now what I really want to touch on is this thing called the search for significance. And I always talk about things that are on my heart, guys, and they usually come out to be the best videos and the best, I guess, my little soapbox that I stand on. So the search for significance, one of the basic human needs, and this, of course, comes from Tony Robbins, which is one of my avatars. I think a lot of you guys should really take some time and look into what he has to say, because it's really amazing stuff. And basically, there are 6 human needs, and they range from, food, shelter, etc. But the search for significance is a huge one. Everybody wants to feel significant. Whether you realize it or not, it's one of the human needs. And people feel significant in different ways. People feel significant by being able to teach, by having things, by having money, financial wealth, I guess you could call it. Cars, clothing, items, things make people feel significant. Most of the time. When it boils down to it, though, those things never truly satisfy. And what I'm getting at is that I'm about to tell you what I feel like is the true meaning of significance for everyone. Because you can have clothes, you can have fancy cars, you can have the house, you can have that job that pays you 6 figures. It really doesn't matter what you do. You feel significant because you provide your family with food and clothing and shelter, all these things, maybe even luxury. Or you feel significant because you drive what you think is a cool car. But those things fade away. And if you'll notice, I'm sure we've all chased those things to feel significant, but it's fleeting. That moment comes and you're like, yeah, man, everything's great and I feel wonderful. I'm driving this awesome car. I got these new kicks. I got this, I'm wearing True Religion jeans, whatever, you feel significant, but it's temporary. And again, I'm 37 years old. I'm not by far the wisest guy on the planet, but the older I get, the more wisdom I acquire. And I believe that's true for everyone. The older you get, hopefully the more wisdom you acquire because you have more life experience. And I've done those things. I've had homes, I've had fancy cars, I've worn, and I still like designer clothes. They're just fun for me. But do they make me feel significant? For about that long, I feel significant. When I truly feel significant, and that search for significance is satisfied, is when I'm giving back, or when I'm helping other people achieve their goals so that they can also feel significant. And I really, truly believe that the search for significance is completely satisfied in anyone when you change somebody else's life for the better. When you help someone, when you contribute, when you give back, that is the true meaning of significance, because those things that you've just done, that thing, that event, that change you made in somebody's life, that will never go away. You can't, they'll never forget it. Whereas with clothing dies, it gets destroyed, it fades, cars get worn out, homes become decrepit, money comes and goes. You can buy everything in the world, but those things come and go. But the mark you make on somebody's life, the change that you make in somebody's life for the better, that will never be forgotten. That will live forever. And a couple things that people do to feel significant that will lead them down the wrong path is if you're trying to feel that significance, you may even not realize that you're looking for that, but what happens a lot of times is that people will take something small and make something big out of it in order to feel significant. And it's not necessarily a good thing. They might take an incident or something that is happening in their life that is negative, and they may glorify that. Not even purposely trying, but they may focus in, they may have tunnel vision on that to make it bigger and bigger and bigger so that they can have some sort of significance. And they don't actually realize that what's happening is that they are becoming the center, the epicenter of negativity in their life, because they'll take something that's so small and blow it up with negative proportions, and it becomes a thing. It's a drama-centered thing where now I'm in the middle of this and I'm fighting for something and trying to solve the problem, when in reality, you had the answer all along. And the answer is always within you. We are capable of solving every problem that's ever presented with us. I think as human beings, we forget that. We're problem solvers. We are analysts. We created the wheel, we made fire, we built skyscrapers, we built bridges, we put a man on the moon, we put a rover on Mars, and we sent a satellite to Pluto. And tell me that we're not problem solvers. Please, I beg you to tell me we're not problem solvers. And this is inherent in every single human being from the day that we're born. We are born, we have eyes and a brain that are picking up billions of sensory images, billions of bits of data that are processed in our brain. And we learn to move through this world, this three-dimensional world, from day one when we open our eyes. We reach our hands out in front of us and we see this thing in front of us and we start moving it around. And then we have to figure out, okay, we're looking at a three-dimensional picture. Now we need to navigate through it. Okay, now I need to find food, I need to eat, I need to learn how to walk. And these things happen inherently without you even trying. Your body just knows what to do because your brain is solving the problem. The small things, guys. You have the answer. We don't have to make those huge to be significant. We don't have to take something so small in our life, focus on it, tunnel vision on it, find ourselves sucked into negativity. All you have to do is focus on the positive and realize that we are problem-solving machines and that the answer is always within us. Go be still. One of the things that Priscilla and I do is we will go and we will go ground outside. It's a technique basically where you take off your shoes and your socks and your skin to earth. So it can be dirt, rock, grass. Grass works great because it's usually a little bit of damp, usually a little bit of moisture in there, so it's a little damp. Any type of unfinished concrete surface where basically the electrons from the earth can flow freely to your body. That is a whole nother topic which we'll talk about a different time. But if you got time, guys, if you want to jump ahead, go look this up. It's called grounding, and it's amazing. But we'll go ground, and we'll be still. We will either plug in some binaural beats or some calm meditation music, and we'll go be still. Because when you're still, you find the answers. When you are still and you don't let the everyday stress block your frontal cortex from opening, you find answers. You just have to be still. And usually walking away from the issue at hand, meditating, being calm and grounding, or just separating yourself for a time and focusing on the things that you're grateful for, that you have gratitude for, that will open the frontal cortex of your brain. And that will allow you to become that problem solver and make these tiny, tiny things tiny. They'll stay tiny so you can focus on the big things, which are always making your dreams and your goals come to fruition. Now, how do you get into that positive mode once you're grounding and you're meditating? Well, I've said this before, we'll say it again. Priscilla and I have a method where we talk about what we're grateful for. So we go through and we pick 5 things. Any 5 things that you want that you are grateful for that day. You don't have to say it out loud. You can just talk to yourself. You sit, you ground, and then you go, okay, I'm grateful for the fact that I have food every single day. I'm grateful for my loving wife and how she's a wonderful mother. I'm grateful for my child, as energetic as she is. I'm grateful that she is energetic and not a bump on the log. I'm grateful that she challenges me. I'm grateful that I am forced to be a leader in my home because it draws out the best in me and it challenges me to be better. I'm grateful that every day I wake up and it's not monotony and I'm challenged to do better. I'm challenged to lead my family. And when you do this exercise, you're gonna go way past 5. The first time you probably get 5, but suddenly you're gonna go way past 5 and you're gonna start understanding that now you're not living in negativity, you're living in gratefulness. And you're vibrating higher, your body, your molecules are vibrating at a higher frequency, that frontal cortex is open. Now you problem solve that little tiny thing, and now you get back to the search for significance. And you realize that this little tiny thing is just that. It's tiny, nothing big, and you had the answer all along. We talked about the shift before. Shift your mindset. Make that mental, conscious decision that instantaneously you are going to live in a positive environment and that your thoughts are going to be positive, that your day is going to be positive. Shift with your partner, your spouse, your wife, your husband, your friends. Make that shift. When all these things align, and you're in alignment, as we call it, you're happy, you're feeling good, good things are happening in your life, you're thinking positive, you just feel that high vibrational feeling, you know you're vibrating at a higher frequency. Everything's going to line up, and that search for significance starts by finding your bliss. And that is that one thing that makes you happy, that you could do every single day, every hour of the day, that you just have an urge to do, that you can't not do. It's the one thing that you can't not do, that your heart is pulling you towards, your bliss. I call that your destiny. That is what you were meant to do on this planet. When you get back to doing that, when you get back to unselfishly doing that, the search for significance becomes so easy, becomes simple, because that thing will ultimately lead to helping other people. Your gift, whatever that is part of your bliss, part of your destiny. So don't stray from that path. Go back to the path. Feel significant by helping other people, by changing other people's lives, and do that by doing whatever it is that you are led to do in this lifetime. That one thing that you could do every single day, your bliss, your destiny. Go find it. Go chase it. Go be significant.